Hi everyone and welcome to my channel where I talk about movies and welcome to 2024. Now, I thought I would do a brief channel update. I'll be posting this hopefully on January 1st in which I am celebrating my third anniversary on YouTube. I started January 2021. It's been quite a experience, a very rewarding experience, very unexpected experience at this point in my life. I suppose the channel can be called a modest success. I did go over 1,000 subscribers earlier this year. And for a low-tech channel, for a septuagenarian, I'm about to reach my middle 70s in this year in 2024. I guess that's pretty good. One of the great benefits of having a channel is getting comments. I don't get a lot of comments, but boy, I get some great comments and I really appreciate them. So overall, it's been a very positive experience being on YouTube. My one disappointment is I've never learned how to turn off the ads so that you are not subject to watching ads on my channel. I know there must be something there. I've searched and searched on many different occasions to find what it is that you have to check off to not have ads. Other people see ads. I'm not monetized yet, and I don't believe I'll probably ever reach that monetization. I don't really care, to be monetized. So if anybody out there knows how to do that, please leave instructions in the comments below. Now, my channel has evolved through these 3 years. I find myself far more comfortable in doing single film videos because I really have to concentrate on the movie. I have to sort of look at it with a bit more depth than just watching a movie and then watching another movie. I like to go through all the supplements. I love commentaries. I love to watch the film with the commentary a second time because I get so much more out of the film the second time I watch it. And I used to want to call my channel, I still might change the title of my channel to Farewell to Cinema because, to be honest, and at this stage of my life, most of these films, almost all of them, I'm never going to watch again. So I want to bid each of these films a fond farewell is sort of my motivation here. And within the last year, I noticed how much more I enjoy doing miniseries. So most of these have been 3-film miniseries where I can go into even more depth, more historical context, seeing the connections in films of a certain director, of a certain actor. So I'm going to continue on doing that. And then mostly, I think, going forward, I will be doing short 3 or 4 film miniseries on a specific director, actor, genre. I'm going to start out with, in January, with a 3-film miniseries on Isabelle Hooper, which will include a recent Criterion release of La Cérémonie, which I've seen before. Michael Haneke's The Piano Teacher, which I have not seen before, and Claire Denis' White Material. Now, these are pretty grim. I know, having seen La Cérémonie before, I know that's a pretty grim film. And I was going to do this series in December, but I wanted to be in the festive spirit, so I didn't want to do it because I think the other 2 films are equally grim. After that, the plan is to follow up with a short series of movies that star Bette Davis that were directed by William Wyler, her favorite director. These will include Jezebel, The Letter, which is my favorite Bette Davis performance, and The Little Foxes. And I've read a biography of William Wyler recently that I talked about on a video. And I'm also starting Bette Davis, a biography by Barbara Liming. And I've never read a biography of Davis, so I'm looking forward to it. And I understand this is warts and all, and by the description on the blurb, it might be a whole lot of warts, but I hope that it does give a lot of information on the background of Betty Davis's films, especially the ones that she made with William Wyler. I'm going to do a John Sayles miniseries, which will include Matewan, which will include Lone Star, which Criterion is releasing in 4K in January, and probably the third one will be The Secret of the Roan Inish. And I'm going to continue on doing series from movies from 50 years ago. 2 years ago, I did 1972, and I did like 50 movies from 1972. That was a lot. So last year I did about 20, and that sounds about right. And in 1974, 50 years ago, the two big films were The Godfather 2 and Chinatown. There was a lot of other terrific films that I hope to discover. And I haven't seen The Godfather 2 since I saw it in the movies. I was not a big fan in the 1970s of The Godfather, but I was a big fan of Chinatown. I've seen Chinatown many times through the years. Now also, and that'll be a year-long thing where I do 3 at a time, and hopefully I'll get to about 20, 25 movies from 1974. And then I also want to do a series on one specific film director. And it took me a while to, who am I going to choose? Because I could choose a whole lot of film directors that I really want to talk about. But I'm going to talk about a filmmaker from the 1970s. In fact, he died in the early 1980s, so almost all of his prolific filmography occurred in the 1970s. The great German director Rainer Werner Fassbinder, who was quite the sensation on the art film circuit. I think Fassbinder's films were probably more popular in the U.S. than in any other country. I just fell head over heels in love with Fassbinder, and I lived right outside Philadelphia in the 70s, and the Ritz Theater in Philadelphia, the owner of that theater, he loved Fassbinder, so we always got the latest Fassbinder, and sometimes we would see a little bit of, he would bring back some of the earlier Fassbinders and also show them, so I was very lucky in that regard. So I'm going to talk about Effie Briest, and these first two are films that Fassbinder is not always so well known for. And Dirk Bogarde, an English language film, Despair, based on the novel by Vladimir Nabokov. And then from this BRD Criterion set, I'll probably include The Marriage of Maria Braun. Now, I originally thought I would do Douglas Sirk, but Douglas Sirk probably doesn't need, his star is on the rise. I'm not sure about Fassbinder. I think Fassbinder's star has probably become tarnished or perhaps even overlooked through the decades. So, and Fassbinder was a huge fan of Douglas Sirk, as am I. So there is always that connection. I love, when I watch Fassbinder movies, I love connecting them back to Sirk. So some of his movies, like Ali Fears the Soul, is directly referencing Sirk, but there's all kinds of touches of Sirk, and Fassbinder had the same kind of ambition to make melodramas that had social critiques to them. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also going to continue on with some videos. One I did recently on film books. Now, there is one aspect of 2024 that is not so rosy for me personally, and that I do face a medical challenge, and this will occur between during February, March, and April, and where I'm going to have daily treatment 5 days a week. 44 treatments are telling me. I hope it's going to be less. That's like 9 weeks, and one of the side effects, the main side effects of that, is fatigue. Sometimes extreme fatigue. Now, this is going to be exasperating because I'll have to drive round trip 2 hours every day for 5 days a week. I don't drive much anymore, so I have more anxiety about the driving than I do about the treatment itself. And then after the treatment is over, they tell you, it takes a couple months to get back into the swing of things. So I'm anticipating that about middle of February to sometime in April, I probably won't be doing many videos. I'm hoping that I will be able to, but I'm going to try to do maybe one or two on the weekends. I'm certainly not going to be able to film videos during the week. But I might be so tired that I might not even do that. But so if I do disappear for a while, know that I will. My plan is to eventually come back. And if that's the case, I'll probably do an update during that period of time. So in order to compensate for that and to get my mind off of medical problems, I'm going to do a lot of videos in the next 6 weeks. At least that's the plan. So it's going to be sort of a 6-week sprint. A couple months ago, I was doing videos every other day, and I might do that. They might even do a few. There might even be videos every day for a little bit of the time. So there'll be a lot of content left. Not that, the supply of my videos far exceeds the demand, but at least they're out there. And one thing about my channel that I really like is that my older videos are like an archive, and I get way more views from 2021 and 2022 than I do from 2023. So a lot of that has to do with the algorithm, but a lot has to do with the fact that they're single movie videos. So if somebody sees The Uninvited, for instance, and and they look to see, I wonder if anybody's talked about that, and so those kind of videos really go through the roof, and you never really know. It's all unexpected, but hopefully I'll have some good content in 2024. So happy New Year, everyone. Take care.